Episode 3. Shadow in the Woods.
I went camping in the Blackthorn Woods, just me and my camera. I wanted to shoot some photos and video for my blog. I go camping in some unusual places and blog about my travels. It started the first night. I set up my tent in a clearing. It had a weird feel about it right from the start. The trees seemed to lean in, branches whispering secrets as they swayed with the breeze. The low evening sun filtering through the trees created amazing photo opportunities. I got my camera out as soon as I could and got snapping, making the most of every drop of available light. The stars began to shine. Above me, the sky was clear, framed by a circle of treetops. The Milky Way was visible, and that made for another amazing photo opportunity. Eventually, I put the camera down and got the stove out to make some coffee and have a bite to eat. I was getting hungry. It was also getting a bit late. With some coffee and a sandwich in me, I picked up my camera to look at the photos. My stomach dropped. There was a shadow in every single photo, just on the edge of the frame. I took the lens off to clean the inside, thinking something must have got into the camera. I checked and cleaned the sensor and the lens, hoping that would have cured the problem. I took a test picture of the campsite. Again, there was a shadow. I took a closer look, zooming in more. I couldn't figure out what was causing it, thinking it was a mechanical or software glitch in the camera. It did resemble a tall, human-shaped blur, just to the edge of the frame. I looked around me, seen nothing unusual. I told myself dirt must still be somewhere in my camera. I cleaned it again, took another shot. It was worse. The shadow was still there, but closer this time, its edges sharper, like it was stepping towards me. My heart raced, but I'm not one to scare easily. I've camped in deserts, mountains, and places where most people avoid. This was just my mind playing tricks, right? That night, I had a dream. It was vivid, like I was awake. I saw myself at the campsite, but the trees were wrong, twisted, almost alive. The shadow from the photos stood across the clearing, motionless, its head tilted like it was studying me. In the dream, it raised a hand and pointed to a spot in the woods, where the ground pulsed with a faint, unnatural light. I woke up sweating. My phone said 3 a.m. I grabbed my camera and went outside, half expecting to see the shadow in real life. The campsite was empty, but the air felt heavy, like someone was watching. I crawled back into my sleeping bag to try and get some more sleep. It didn't come easily. Eventually, I got up to get some more hiking done, to get some more photos for my blog. Each time I took a photo, I checked to see if the shadow was still there. Every time I took a picture, the shadow got closer and clearer. I headed back to the tent. There didn't seem much point in going far if the photos were ruined by some creepy shadow figure. I cleaned my camera again, just in case, then tested it. This time, it stood behind my tent, its outline so sharp I could make out jagged edges, like torn cloth. I started to notice things around the campsite, twigs arranged in circles, small stacks of stones that seemed so unnatural. I talked myself out of any silly thoughts I may have had, and put the oddities down to other people visiting this spot previously. That night, the dreams came again. The shadowy figure pointed to the same spot, but this time it spoke. Not in words, but in a low hum that vibrated in my chest. It felt like a warning, or an invitation. I was rattled. I hadn't slept properly, drifting in and out of sleep, and the dreams were bleeding into reality. I'd wake up knowing things. Small things. The dreams were predicting my day, down to the smallest detail. I decided to follow the dream's direction. I hiked to the spot the shadow pointed to. a patch of earth hidden under gnarled roots. The ground there was soft, like it had been disturbed. I started digging with my trench tool, my camera rolling to document whatever I found. The deeper I dug, the colder the air got. My breath fogged, even though it was July. Then I hit something hard, a wooden box, no bigger than a shoebox, carved with a symbol that matched one I'd seen in my dream. A jagged spiral. My hand shook as I opened it. Inside was a single photograph, old and faded, showing a man in hiking gear, smiling at the camera. Behind him, in the exact clearing where I stood, was the shadow, tall, blurred, unmistakable. On the back of the photo, scrawled in ink, was a date. Today's date. My blood ran cold. I looked up and the forest was silent. No birds, no wind, nothing. Then I heard it. A low hum, just like in the dream, coming from behind me. I turned, and there it was, the shadow, standing at the edge of the clearing, as real as I am. It didn't move, didn't speak, just stared with that tilted head. My camera was still in my hand. I raised it, heart pounding, and snapped a photo. The screen lit up, and I saw nothing. Just me, alone in the clearing. I ran. I left the box, the photo, everything, and sprinted back to my tent. I packed up and hiked out of Blackthorn Woods faster than I've ever moved. When I got home, I downloaded the footage to my laptop, expecting to see the shadow in every frame, like before. But it was gone. Every photo, every video, clean. No shadow, no spiral, no proof. I thought I'd escaped. But last night, I had the dream again. The shadow was there, closer than ever, pointing at my front door. And when I woke up, I checked my phone. It was 3 a.m. My heart hammered in my chest, a familiar dread coiling in my gut. Then I saw them. My camera and laptop were both on at my desk. And beside them was a small, crudely carved wooden box. The same one I had frantically abandoned in the Blackthorn Woods. A single stark image glowed on my laptop screen. It was a photo taken in the dim light of my own bedroom. And there it was, the shadow, tall and indistinct, standing silently at the very end of my bed. Its head was tilted, just like in the dreams, and in its blurred, almost human hand, it held the box, the one now sitting on my desk.